Hello, my name is Antonio Ramirez, and today I'll be speaking on what is the nature of man. Before I start my speech, I would like to explain what I mean by the nature of man. Um, in this context, I am trying to speak on what is our acts and our thinking and the way we feel as humans, um, and the way that we start naturally. Um, this is a topic that has been debated for centuries over philosophers, and I don't feel like I'm going to do it justice within 5 minutes, but I'm going to do the best I can. Um, I guess I already hit this point, but human nature is the idea of parts of our characteristics as people, such as the way we think and feel and act, that people are said to have it naturally. This term is often used to denote the existence of mankind or what it means to be human, although this usage have been proven to be controversial, especially within what the Cambridge University Press explained in their last philosophical debates. Um, they had a huge dispute on whether or not this existence actually exists. Um, the argument that is what we're talking about today is the central focus philosophy for, again, centuries. Um, People like Mao, Locke, Hobbes, Montesquieu, Plato, Rao, all brilliant minds that have brought psychology and sociology to new places today, even reading back to their work, have had many years of trying to figure out this debate. Um, Even today, this plays a role in sciences such as sociology, psychology, and many other things. But to break it down to its most simple form, is humans, as we are born, are we inherently born with good intentions or bad intentions? And I subscribe to the idea that people are inherently bad. Um, Not that we're all bad people, but without laws and things like that, we would have only our social interests for ourselves in mind. Um, and with laws and stuff like that, I would like to transition this over to the social contract theory. I'm aware that this is a political philosophy and not so much an individual philosophy, but I believe that we cannot speak on the individual without speaking about society as a whole. The social contract theory is basically how the governed gives the government power, and then how the power is used on the people. On the graph you can see below, people give the government power, and then the government, in this case kings, protect their rights using that power. And the way the contract works is if everyone keeps their bargain, then it will work in this cycle. But say the government misuses their power, the people have the right to replace or overthrow it. Now, Susan Muller had a very interesting idea of the social contract theory in her book, Justice, Gender, and the Family. She believed that social contract theory can also work on an individual basis. This is also echoed by the likes of Mills and Locke in some cases as well. Um, some parts of the social contract theory here is an act from individual agreed to a form of government, and the government establishes rules with the people for they all can save the same goal. Again, those are some people that worked with it. I believe this can also work with individuals as well. For example, with our professor here, as students, we have a contract with our professor that we are here to learn, and we give our professor respect and the work that she asks for. Um, and in return, we get a grade and an education. And as peers to each other, we also expect each other to be respectful, follow the rules, and do our work as well. Um, with this can also be expanded to a larger form where our laws and stuff like that we are expected to follow the laws, and then our laws are seen as legitimate because we have a contract to this. Um, so why does any of this matter? So I'm making these whole points of social contract theory and people are inherently bad because I believe that if we realize that we are not perfect and we realize our flaws as people, we can look at ourselves and become better people. By acknowledging that we are imperfect and acknowledging that um, just that we are imperfect. We can look to better ourselves and better our connection with other people. By being better and following, I guess, the golden rule, if you want to say, we will be able to create a stronger society and a better community, even at a smaller scale. Especially in times as turbulent as now with such a divide and everything else. I truly believe if we look at ourselves and realize that we are all flawed in our own ways, we are able to create a better society that we will be able to pass on to the next generations and anything else. This is an idea echoed by a lot of philosophers over years, but I truly believe that if we have, starting at the smallest level, the individual, and then growing out to larger individuals and groups of people, such as the family or the community or society as a whole, we'll be able to create a better world and a better way of communicating and just getting better with yourselves, especially now that we have online and everyone's so connected in a globalized world. We'll be able to do better if we focus on ourselves and realize that we have our flaws and we'll be able to do better as a contributing member of the community. Um, a lot of those ideas are a mixture of a bunch of philosophers such as Mao, Locke, Hobbes. I kind of already said those. My references below are, as you can see here, I used a lot from Miss Susan and then Mr. Mills, as well as John Locke, Treatise of the Government. That's where the whole idea and the graph of the social contract theory came from. But I appreciate your time and thank you for listening to my speech.